In the heart of medieval France, life was a tapestry of fields, villages, and bustling towns. It was a time of knights and castles, of hardships and hopes, where the French people dreamed of peace and prosperity. In the village of Domremy, a girl named Jeanne was born. From her earliest days, she was known for her kindness, her strong faith, and her love for her family and home. Jeanne grew up as an ordinary girl, helping her family with daily chores, tending to animals, and spending time in prayer. She was deeply devoted to her faith and loved her simple village life. During Jeanne's youth, France was torn apart by the 100 Years' War, a long and brutal conflict with England. The people suffered greatly, and hope seemed distant as villages were destroyed and lives were lost. One day, as Jeanne prayed in a meadow, she experienced a vision. She saw a heavenly light and heard the voices of saints, telling her that she was chosen by God to lead France to victory and restore peace. Filled with divine inspiration, Jeanne knew she had a mission. Despite her young age and humble beginnings, she was determined to heed the call and help her country in its time of need. Jeanne left her village and journeyed to Vaucouleurs, where she hoped to find support for her mission. She traveled through forests and fields, with unwavering faith guiding her steps. In Vaucouleurs, Jeanne met Robert de Baudricourt, the local military commander. At first skeptical, Robert was moved by Jeanne's conviction and faith, and he agreed to support her. With a small escort, Jeanne journeyed to Chinon, where the Dauphin Charles, the rightful heir to the French throne, held court. The journey was long and perilous, but Jeanne's faith kept her strong. At the court of Chinon, Jeanne was presented to the Dauphin Charles. To test her, he disguised himself among his courtiers, but Jeanne, guided by divine insight, recognized him immediately. The Dauphin and his advisors questioned Jeanne about her mission and her visions. She answered with unwavering faith and confidence, convincing them of her divine purpose. Recognizing her conviction, the Dauphin provided Jeanne with armor and a white banner, symbolizing purity and divine guidance. She was now ready to lead the French troops into battle. Jeanne's first mission was to lift the siege of Orleans. With her banner held high, she led the French troops with courage and determination, inspiring them to fight bravely. Through Jeanne's leadership and the bravery of the French troops, the siege of Orleans was lifted. The people celebrated their victory, and Jeanne prayed in gratitude for the divine assistance. With renewed hope, Jeanne led the French troops to Reims, passing through towns and villages that were liberated along the way. The people's joy and hope grew with each step of their journey. At Reims Cathedral, Charles was crowned King Charles VII of France. Jeanne stood proudly by his side, knowing she had fulfilled part of her divine mission by ensuring the rightful king's coronation. Jeanne continued to lead the French troops in further campaigns, achieving victories and liberating more territories. Her presence and leadership inspired the soldiers to fight valiantly. Despite her successes, Jeanne was eventually captured by the Burgundians during a battle. Taken away in chains, she faced an uncertain and perilous fate. Imprisoned and put on trial, Jeanne faced harsh questioning and accusations. Despite the difficult circumstances, she remained steadfast in her faith and her mission. Throughout her imprisonment, Jeanne's faith never wavered. She prayed for strength and guidance, and in her moments of need, the saints appeared to her, offering comfort and reassurance. The court declared Jeanne guilty and sentenced her to death. Despite the harsh verdict, Jeanne remained calm and composed, her faith providing her with inner strength. Before her execution, Jeanne prayed one final time. Surrounded by a heavenly light, she felt a deep sense of peace, knowing she had fulfilled her divine mission. On May 30, 1431, Jeanne d'Arcy was led to the stake. With unwavering courage and faith, she faced her fate, knowing that her spirit and mission would live on. As the flames rose, Jeanne's strength and faith never wavered. The crowd watched in sorrow and reverence, recognizing the extraordinary courage of the young girl who had led them. Jeanne's death was a tragic loss for France, but her legacy lived on. Inspired by her bravery and faith, the French people continued their fight, determined to achieve the freedom and peace she had envisioned. Many years later, Jeanne was exonerated in a posthumous trial. The court declared her innocent of all charges, and her name was cleared. Her family and supporters rejoiced, knowing her true heroism was finally recognized. In 1920, Jeanne d'Arcy was canonized as a saint by the Catholic Church. Her life and deeds were celebrated in a grand ceremony, honoring her as a symbol of faith, courage, and patriotism. Jeanne d'Arcy's legacy endures to this day. Monuments, statues, and paintings commemorate her extraordinary life, and people from all walks of life continue to pay tribute to her unwavering courage and faith. Jeanne d'Arcy's story continues to inspire young and old alike. Her courage, determination, and faith remind us all that no dream is too big and no challenge too great when faced with unwavering belief and perseverance. Jeanne d'Arcy, the Maid of Orleans, remains a shining beacon of hope and inspiration. Her story teaches us that one person's courage and faith can change the course of history. May her legacy continue to inspire us to be brave, to dream big, and to stand strong in the face of adversity. The end.